Hello everybody. I'm here to talk about a new game called Fistborn. You've probably heard of it. I hope so, maybe? But either way, if you've played games like Visionism, Ashura, Mighty, stuff like that, Busan even, you've probably heard of this game. In my personal opinion, I hear it's supposed to be this Ashura killer, this Mighty killer. I think it's actually good enough to get to that point. To be honest, it's really, really good. Like, even just from the small clips we have, it looks incredible. It's very fleshed out, they've got masteries and everything, it's incredibly good. So, without further ado, I'm going to show the first clip that we have up here. To play it again. Now, there is something I want to point out here. Obviously, this is a boxing gym. Obviously. You can also tell that we have a trainer right there, bags here, and specifically, if you notice a little glowing green pad, that's mostly something where you buy a training typically in these games, which I am hyped for, because that means they're either going to have technique training, power training, etc. The game looks incredible, obviously from so far. We have clans, so we can tell from Reinhold, and we actually have in sneaks them showing clans. We don't know all of their benefits, obviously, but they're in the game, and that's a very cool thing. Another thing I want to point out is... Here, let me mute this, actually. But I want to point out this. Notice that little trigger warning before he ended up using the ability? And also notice how the color is very unique, I guess? Typically for that you'd see like a red color or something. But look. See? The color's blue. But if you notice something, so are the chains. Which is why I wonder if the color of this changes based upon what clan you have or what accessories you have. That's cool in and of itself. However, I could just be stupid, and this could just be regular. But look. That's the overhead kick, and you notice the red part where it hit? Something tells me that's a critical. Or that leads to a dazing effect. Because if you notice right after, we have the suplex, which actually just shows injury on the entire body. Which is very, very important for this context, because it shows something. And what it shows is that, essentially, there's some damage that's going to hit the body, but there's also going to be some damage that doesn't, and it targets a specific part. That is very, very interesting, I guess. I also love the checkered patterns here. They're very unique, I guess. I don't know how to do this, but I personally incredibly like where this is going. It's a very, good idea, honestly. And from what we know, because of this just now, we know that there's Taekwondo, because look, that's obviously Taek for the overhead kick. Or it could be Capoeira even. But either way, that means they've got at least two styles worked out. Because look, then they have suplex. And in another sneak, they actually show bear hug, which would show that we have at least sumo or wrestling along with Taek. And judging from the boxing trainer back there, I'm willing to say we have boxing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this other clip now, where it shows the bear hug. See? Look. See how the punches hit the entire body? But then if you look there, bear hug, and it snaps his back. And what we do notice here is that there's a ragdoll when he hits the ground. That's very cool, because that shows us that there's most likely a cripple effect for when they get hit, which is super, super cool. Another thing I want to point out is just the graphics. It looks like it could run on pretty much anything, which is very, very good. Because that's actually a problem you have with like Mighty, Ashura, a lot of games now. They don't run well on mobile. If we get a game like that runs on mobile pretty well, that would be solid. And honestly, I think this is going to be different for Mighty and Ashura in the grinding system. Because this is made from devs who actually do not like the grinding system in Ashura and Mighty. They absolutely detest it. So I'm actually willing to bet that you can gain stats through raids and other things. I don't think this is just going to be the, oh, I'm going to AFK all night and get super OP simulator that those other two games are. Because let's face it, that's really what they are. Another thing I want to point out is the tattoos. Right here. Personally, to me, those tattoos look incredible. They look kind of like data, I guess, if you look. They look like, actually no, they're closer to constellations, which is very, very cool as well. Now, what I'm actually going to do next is I'm going to pull up another clip where they actually show us Durability Master, or not, yeah, Durability Master actually. Let me go grab the clip from the Discord now. Sorry, this is going to take a minute. But, honestly, I really like the look. Also, we do have this image. I don't remember if this is from the game or not. I think it is. However, this could just as easily be from G-Fighting, and I'm just stupid. But if this is from the game, it looks really good with the eyes and all that, and how the chains look incredibly cool. Now I'm going to go through and see they actually have devlogs where you can see the progress. Sorry, I'm trying to find it now. Did they move it? Actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure they moved it, actually. Which sucks, because that means I can't show you guys it. But I can tell you guys from what I remember. Because this whole process was really, really cool. Now, how it works is, once you hit a certain number of stats... Sorry, I'll go ahead and clear this off the screen. Oh no, I showed that. There. But how it essentially works is that once you get to a high enough durability level, you can go through and do a limit break, essentially. And what those do is, it's for every single stat, and it's mastery training, essentially. The same things that Lookism and, not Lookism, Visionism and Busan couldn't implement yet. But it has those. It has a durability one, at least that's all we know of. And what it is it launches pebbles at you for, I think it's a process of about 2 minutes. Your goal is to block or dodge all of them. If you can, you get your durability mastery, which is a huge buff in your HP and your durability, obviously, which would lead to resistance to damage. And I assume it'll allow you to learn a substyle of the fighting style as well, because they do have that. I already asked about that. I don't have any clips right now, because they did delete a lot of stuff from the Discord once they released it to public. But overall, it's a really good game, to be honest. It's incredible just how unique it is. It's amazing. Like, genuinely, it's genuinely just awesome to look at. It's quite literally, I think, is going to be the Ashura killer. And I don't say that lightly, because, really, G-Fighting was supposed to be the same thing. And we all know how that went. In fact, I'll even pull up how that went. In fact, I still don't even know if it's still up. It might not still be up. I can tell you it did happen, though. There are tons of copies of it. Like, a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up one of the copies of the game. That is obviously not the game. Whoops. My IP just got grabbed, didn't it? Oh well. But it is. Clearly nobody is still playing it, or it got closed down. Which, is both negative. Honestly, I'm going to compare it with... I'm actually... What should I compare it with? I'm going to compare it with Ashura, since that is one of the games I play the most. I'm going to run it against Ashura. Just because. Ashura is probably the easiest game to show it against. Ignore all of this. I don't know why this... I don't know why this is... I don't know. But... I do want to show the difference. Because I believe they have Muay Thai in. And they have a bunch of subclasses. For every different style. Dear Lord. And you guys can actually rest assured that we will, or rather, not we. I will be posting... Jesus! That I will be... Am I gonna load in? There we go. But I'm going to, I will actually be... Dear great heavens! But yes, I will actually be talking about other games pretty soon in my next videos, so... That's obviously good. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, man. But... Oh, he's a freshie. But if we ever want to compare, because how they do things in that game is different. So, you do actual quest to unlock your style instead of just needing raw stats or something. So, instead of, you know, all of this being here, can I even learn this yet? No. But instead of you just needing style experience and stats, you actually have to go out and do quest for it, and some things require mastery. So, like, I believe, and actually, there are going to be talents and traits in there as well. So, for instance, how Ashura has the talent cards, similar but not the same. Because, let's be honest, the Ashura talent cards are just a way to make money. Let's be honest. Because they need money. For some reason. But yes, honestly, this game, Ashura, does look incredible, don't get me wrong. Especially when you compare it to something like Mighty. But the problem is that Ashura lags really badly on mobile. Which is also just bad as well. Also, look, I'm proud. Oh no, what a tragedy it would be if I took this. Anyways, this is actually a good idea to show the Muay Thai movement. And how the M1s differ. Because, honestly, it doesn't feel like the M1s in this game really have an impact, essentially. Like, sure, the impact frames when you hit things, but there's no, like, real feeling of you hitting something. It's just like, oh, I clicked. That's pretty much how it feels. Which is, you know, a bad thing. Your feeling when you're doing something shouldn't just be, oh, I clicked. It should be an actual thought process. And an, oh, that was cool, actually. But that is actually pretty much all I really have to say. Oh, there's Fear. Now watch, chat. I'm about to get, slaughtered. And this guy isn't even that strong. I just don't play this game frequently. Why is he... So, instead of getting the base back, I think he's just focusing on gripping me. How the... Did he just... Am I stupid, or did he just dash through the red zone? You know, the zone you can't go through. Also, this guy might actually be, like, a little bit slow. Not insulting his intelligence or anything. But, man, you're like an SS, judging from your, stats. Oh, wow. No wonder he wasn't freaking out of it. There is nobody in Uncrowned here. They were just holding the server like weirdos. Yeah, there's not, like, a single Uncrowned member, I think, outside of Fear. Yeah, he's the only one in here. Okay, so he's just holding the server. Like a weirdo. Anyways, yeah. That is pretty much all I actually have to talk about today. I guess I'll see you next time. Outros are always just not the best for me. So, with that being said, stay frosty, everybody.